All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Xposure Runs, the podcast. I'm your host, Mustafa, and we are down at the 12th annual Chicago Elite Classic. As you can hear, Oak Park, River Forest, and Fenwick is battling it out. This event, as everyone knows, is the brainchild of Whitney Young head coach Tyrone Slaughter and his great friend, the recently retired coach Rob Smith of Simeon. We are extremely excited and proud to be here for the first time with over 40 sponsors, headlined by Nike, Cooper's Hawk, of course, friend to the show, Cleo Southern Cuisine. Shout out to Coach Chrissy. And Project Swish, just to name a few. The rest of the sponsors, cut us a check, we'll definitely name you. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm not. We're going to be bringing you exclusive interview of players, coaches, and some of our other media peers. Come along with us on this elite basketball journey, better known as the Chicago Elite Classic. Stay tuned for some good interviews. All right, guys, welcome to Xposure Runs. We're down here at the 12th annual Chicago Elite Classic. My first guest I have, come give your name, your class, and your high school.
Jayquan, Ratcliff, class 2024, Hillcrest High School.
Okay. You guys just lost a tough battle to Simeon. What are some things that you could have done differently that could have had that outcome of that game be a little different?
Probably throw less turnovers, rebound better, play more discipline.
Okay. Is this your first time down at the Classic?
Oh, yeah, first time in the Classic, yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about the experience. Were you nervous?
No, I wasn't nervous. I mean, it was the first time playing here, but it was a good experience.
Good experience?
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference playing on the college floor versus the high school floor?
Yeah, I mean, like it's brighter here and the court's bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the length and the width of the court was a little more?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Season is off to a good start for you guys. What are some of your personal and team goals that you have?
Well, I want to win conference as a team, and I want to get farther than we did last year.
Okay.
Then I want to just be able to put like my teammates on the map, like get them people looking at them, passing the ball, get them to score.
Okay. How important are events like the Classic to the culture of Chicago basketball?
I feel like it brings out like all the best hoopers, gets everybody to come see them at the UIC where everybody come watch.
Right. What's your thoughts on Xposure Runs, the platform, what we're doing for high school basketball?
I think it's a good way to help players get known, help players see what work they got to put in, like the showcase we have.
Right.
I enjoyed that with being out with all my friends, but we competing hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you as a student athlete and just you individually?
Yeah. So all my brothers, they play with me at Hillcrest too. So I enjoy being on the court with them. I mean, I wish my sister could have came and been at Hillcrest with me too, but I'm about to graduate. But we just all push each other to be better and work hard together.
Okay. Last thing, I'd like for you to give yourself a future message. You see this video on a reel couple years down the line. What future message would you like to give yourself?
Just make sure to work hard and always be there for my brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, guys, we back down here at the Chicago Elite Classic. My next guest, gonna get your name, your high school, and what year you in.
My name is Jaylen, Ingram, class of 2025, Hillcrest High School.
Okay. You guys just lost a tough battle to Simeon. What are some things that you could have done differently that could have contributed to that win?
I feel like crash the boards more, lessen more on the turnovers.
Okay.
And be more in control with the ball.
Okay. Is this your first time down at the Classic?
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I had butterflies in my stomach for a tip-off.
Okay.
But when I seen the ball go through the hoop,
It was back to business.
Yeah, it started flowing.
Okay. Talk about the experience of it as the game wore on. Did you enjoy it? You started getting into it a little bit?
Yeah, once I started feeling the groove of the court and playing more aggressive, everything just fell apart.
Just like playing basketball in the park?
Yeah, it started getting fun.
Okay. Did you notice a difference playing on the college floor versus the high school?
Yeah, I felt even in the layup line was way longer and wider.
Like getting to the basket?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all season is off to a pretty good start. What are some of your personal and team goals?
We really want to go back to UIC again, make a standpoint that that even though we're a new young team, we can still do the same stuff that everybody else can do.
Right,
We
right.
Still
Yeah,
compete
y'all
with
are a
everybody
young
else.
team. Y'all lost a lot, but I mean, Coach Houston does a really good job of getting y'all prepared. Talk about Coach Houston a little bit. What he means to y'all team and you personally.
He means a lot. Coming into my freshman year, he trusted me from the jump. Coming from just playing from a freshman team that brought me up straight to varsity, he trusted me, and he wanted me to compete with older guys in my sophomore year too.
Okay. How important are events like the Classic to the culture of Chicago basketball?
Oh wait, what was the question again?
I said, how important are these type of events, the Chicago Elite Classic, to the culture of Chicago basketball?
It's very important. Give guys or players that's not really noticed and do good one time, their names start buzzing.
Okay. Do you know about the Xposure Runs platform? And if so, what's your thoughts on it?
I actually like it. I see my brother Quan play. I see he did good, and I'm hoping probably next year I can get in there too.
Okay, okay. Talk about your family, what they mean to you overall as a student athlete, as well as you individually.
My family means a lot. They like my support system. Everything that my mom knows I need, she got me. Anything that she want me to do, she want me to do with a lot of effort and just never just back down.
Okay.
Just prove people wrong.
Okay. Lastly, in about 5-10 years, you see this video on some reels or something like that. Give yourself a future message. What you want to tell yourself?
Keep working. The grind don't stop here, and it's a bigger goal in life. It's just basketball.
Okay. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much.
You too.
All right, guys, we are again back down here at the Chicago Elite Classic. Our next guest gonna get your name, your year, and what high school you go to.
I'm actually at Carmicle, sophomore, and I go to Hillcrest High.
Okay. You guys just lost a tough battle to Simeon. Talk about some of the things that y'all could have did differently that could have contributed to that win.
I mean, we had a lot of turnovers and a lot of mishaps and everything, but we could definitely do better on that end.
Okay.
Better at blocking out, practice it, but like didn't transfer over the game.
Okay.
Things like that.
Is this your first time at the Classic?
Yeah.
Was you nervous?
No.
Talk about your experience. Did you enjoy it?
Young guy, big team. You know, team last year was real good. I got to fill them shoes, so got to fill that role.
Okay. Did you notice the difference playing on the college floor versus the high school floor you play on?
Nah, not really.
No?
We're taught to run a lot. We're taught to space it out, so all transverse.
Okay, okay. Season is off to an early start. What are some of your personal and what are some of the team goals?
We got to win a lot. You know, people saying we got next year, but we got seniors, you know, can't really have next year, but everything got to be this year.
Okay. How important are events like the Chicago Elite Classic to the culture of Chicago basketball?
Really important, man. Really important. This is a legendary place to be, and you know, you gotta make the coach's time worth it. You know.
Okay. What's your thoughts on the Xposure Runs platform? Do you know about us a little bit?
Kind of. You know, Bryce. You know, yeah.
He was on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you as a student athlete, and just you individually?
With my mama, you know, I got an honors class, AP class. You know, she's always on my back about it. So, you know, you gotta get to the grades, get to the books. You know, you can't play failing.
Right. Shout out to your mom for that. In about 5 or 10 years down the line, this video is floating around somewhere. What future message do you want to give yourself?
Keep at it, kid. Keep at it.
Okay. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm here with head coach Don Houston of the Hillcrest, the illustrious, the well-known Hillcrest Hawks. Appreciate you being on the show, Coach.
Man, thanks for having me.
You guys just took a tough loss to Simeon. What are some things that you probably could have done differently as a team to be able to maybe win that game?
It all starts in practice. We got to do a better job of executing when we're right there. We make young mistakes right now. You know, we're turning the ball over in the clutch, or we're taking an ill-advised shot in the clutch. So those things are hurting us, and it's just young mistakes. When we can get over those young mistakes, we'll be all right. And like I said, that comes with drilling in practice, and we'll get there.
You talked about you guys having a young team. You lost a substantial amount of your team, offense, defense, overall. Who are some of the guys you were looking to kind of fill some of those humongous shoes that you lost from last year?
You know, I'm looking for all of them to do it. We can go 10 deep, you know, so like I said, no one is just an exceptionally better than anyone on this team. It's a really deep team. It's just a matter of us coming together and everybody learning what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it.
Playing down here at UIC, do you think the experience of playing down here is valuable for your team, particularly playing on the college floor?
It's very valuable. I mean, I wish we could have done it last year. It probably would have helped us in the state run. You know, getting on this floor in the state run and playing against teams who've been on here 5-6 times, you're at a disadvantage. So we've been here now. Now we know how to deal with it, you know. So it'll be good. It's definitely a valuable experience.
How important are these type of events, the Chicago Elite Classic, to the culture of Chicago basketball?
It's huge. You know, these guys, you know, Ty and Rob do such an outstanding job with this. It's completely top notch, man. And it's the way they represent the city. You know, they represent the city. They represent everyone. City, suburbs. They get full representation of everyone. And, you know, you get to see some good Chicago basketball actually play against out-of-town teams, against each other. It's just a great environment.
It's always good to see a lot of the OGs from Chicago that played. I see, as we're sitting here, I'm looking through, I see Bobby Simmons sitting over there. I've seen a couple of the legends sitting along press row, along the floor. It's college coaches here. It's high school coaches just kind of scouting each other. I mean, the experience has been pretty dope. This is my first time here. You know, I'm always pissed that, you know, Xavier never got a chance to play down here, so this is always really good. As the season is moving forward, what are some of the team goals, and what are some of your goals individually?
You know what? This is weird that this is going to be one of those years where we're not concerned with the wins and the losses and the winning conference and all of that. If it happens, it happens. Those things happen. But right now, my thing is making sure these guys are great young men, developing as young men off the court. When we really develop them as young men off the court, everything else on the court is going to fall into place.
Can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you, how important they are to you? You're a legendary coach in the city, in the state. I'm sure like you got to have a lot of family support with your family, you know, to be able to pour into the boys that you do, get home late. Like, talk about what they mean to you.
Oh man, my family, man. I got a beautiful wife. She's been with me before back. You know, when I started coaching, she was there, so she knows this life. You know, she's been there, man, and she actually, the other day, she's telling me what the team is doing wrong at this point. She sees it. She knows exactly what's going wrong. They're not crashing the glass. We're shooting so many threes, but no one's attacking the glass. She knows the game. So to have that type of support, and I can go home, rub the dog, be with my kids, and don't even have to worry about basketball. So I can always have an escape, you know.
Just kind of flip the switch off a little bit.
Yeah, I can flip the switch off. It's excellent.
Can you talk a little bit about like our platform, the Xposure Runs, like, you know, kind of what we're doing, what it means to the culture of the city?
Man, you guys are doing a great job, man. I mean, the showcases that you're putting on, the exposure that the kids are getting, you know, putting them on social media, putting out the information that the kids need. I mean, you don't have that many of those platforms out there that are just willingly doing things for the kids. That's why anything I can do to ever help support, I'm there, man.
I really appreciate that. Lastly, I know you're probably not a big social media guy, but just in case this video floats around and comes across your timeline at some point later on down the life, what future message would you like to give yourself?
Be patient. Be patient. They're babies. Be patient. They're babies.
That's a great message. Coach, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much, sir.
Pleasure.
All right, guys, we're back down here at the Chicago Elite Classic. This is your host, Mustafa, with the Xposure Runs podcast. Our next guest is from Freshmen High School. Give us your name and your class.
I'm Macariloa. I'm a guard, and I'm in the class of 2025.
Okay, you guys just came away with a win against Oak Park River Forest, 56-47. By all accounts, I heard that you had 26 points. That's pretty accurate?
Yeah.
Sounds like you had a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys came out with that win. Talk about some of the things that y'all did to help you and the team preserve that win.
We hit free throws. I thought we shot really well from the free throw line. I thought it was huge. We were diving for every 50-50 ball. And we just kept intensity. We were playing off our crowd, and I think that really helped us.
Okay. Is this your first time at the Classic?
No, this is my third year.
Talk about the experience of the Classic and what it means to you to be down here.
It's huge. I've been going to the Classic since I was in third grade, and I knew how big this rivalry was between Fenwick and OPRF. It means so much to me. And to be able to win the past 2 years, it's huge, and it means so much.
Oak Park is one of y'all rivals?
Yeah.
Is it your biggest rival?
Yeah, Ignatius and OPRF, yeah.
Y'all crowd versus their crowd was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I love seeing that in high school.
Yeah, it was huge.
Do you get nervous when you playing in these type of games?
I would say no. I love playing basketball. it's my favorite thing to do. I mean, I just love playing basketball, and I feel like I never really get nervous. I mean, I'm always having fun.
Is there a difference playing on the college floor versus playing in your high school gym?
I mean, it's just a little bit bigger, but honestly, I wouldn't say there's that huge of a difference.
Your season is off to a pretty good start. What are some of your personal and team goals?
I think our team, one of our team goals is just be one of the top teams in the CCL and beat Ignatius. I think that's one of our huge rivals. And individually, I mean, hopefully just maybe make CCL like one of the team, was first or second team. Okay. That's one of my goals, and just keep playing as well as I am right now.
Okay. How important are these type of events like the Chicago Elite Classic for the culture of Chicago basketball?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, there's always so many people here. I mean, it just expands Chicago basketball to everybody because there's so much social media and all of that.
Right.
So it's huge.
Okay. Do you know anything about our platform, the Xposure Runs platform?
Yeah, I've seen some of the runs at the gym, and I've seen some of the mixtapes and all that.
What do you think about the platform overall as it relates to the culture of as it relates to the culture in Chicago?
Oh, I think it's super cool. I mean, I think it really represents how Chicago basketball is, like how tough it is, like how tough the defense is, and how good just the basketball is in general.
Okay. Talk about your family, what they mean to you as a student athlete and just overall for you.
I mean, my dad, he's my biggest role model. I mean, he always pushes me to not only worry about basketball, but to worry about school and always to strive for greatness and just be a really good student. And on the basketball court, I mean, give 100% in everything I do. And just to keep working every single day.
Okay. What would you say is one of your favorite teammates, and why?
I mean, I really can't choose. I mean, I love all my boys. I mean,
okay.
They're like a family to me.
Okay. Lastly, just you see this, possibly see this in about 5 or 10 years down the line. What future message do you want to give yourself?
Just keep working. I mean, never give up. I mean, there's so much more in front of you. I mean, yeah, just keep working.
I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys, we back down here at the Chicago Elite Classic. We got one of the premier trainers in all of the Chicagoland area. He is the assistant coach for Fenwick High School. Got Coach Tay. Welcome to the show, brother.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to be here.
Man, I really appreciate you coming on, man. Like, you are definitely one of my favorite people in all of the city, man. You have definitely been very supportive of my family, particularly with Xavier, coming over to those 6 a.m. workouts.
For sure.
I don't know if you remember this. One of the first times I met you with Xavier was when you were training out of the Jordan store.
I remember
and
that.
you put his ass through a gauntlet. that was crazy, man. So you guys just squeaked out a win. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say squeaked out a win, but you guys definitely just won against Oak Park River Forest. Can you talk about some of the things that y'all did to help preserve that win?
Well, first things first, our preparation was everything. Shout out to Coach Ferg. He had us well prepared all week. Our scout team, we was getting after it all week. You know what I'm saying? Our second unit with our sophomores and our second unit on the varsity team. Everybody chipped in and did their part and brought their piece of the puzzle. So it was a real family-oriented thing that we did.
You actually just talked about, it's funny that you mentioned that because that was one of my next questions. You talked about the scout team and some of the leaders on the team. Can you just kind of talk about the makeup of your team and talk about some of those leaders of your team?
Well, first off, I'll probably kick it off with Nate Marshall, who's our top guy, I'd say. He come in, he hold guys accountable. You know what I'm saying? He goes so hard that it's just trickle down effect. You know what I'm saying? Once your best guys going hard every day and putting it on line every day, it's kind of simple for everybody else to follow suit. So we just followed it like that.
That's really good to hear. To hear that one of your top players, if not your top player, comes in, holds himself accountable, and then is able to hold the team accountable. How easy is that for the coaches to kind of sit back and let the team kind of gel and coach themselves in that type of environment?
Honestly, it makes coaching that much easier, and then it let us do our job. We worry about more X's and O's, and when you don't have to come in and push guys to compete and go hard because they naturally doing it, that just make your job that much easier as a coach. It's that much funner to coach those guys.
Do you think playing at UIC, the experience of playing down here is valuable to your team, in particular on these college floors?
Definitely. Well, first of all, Chicago Elite Classic is literally probably one of the biggest tournaments, that's going on in the Chicagoland area, maybe in the country. So it's definitely a great experience. It's a cross-town rival for us. Oak Park River Forest, Fenwick is literally maybe 2-3 minutes down the street from each other.
Yeah.
So it's a real big thing over there at Oak Park, you know. It's our back-to-back thing, so we 2 years in a row over here, so I can't complain about it, man.
How important are these events? You spoke about it a little bit, but how important are these events like the Chicago Elite Classic for the culture overall of the Chicago basketball?
It's major because, you know, you got so much prestige in it and so many former great players who often, you know, at different levels of playing basketball now. So it's really just humbling to be a part of it, you know.
I've seen some of those players. I've seen Bobby Simmons. I've seen Marcus Jordan. I think I saw him here. And some of the other OGs sitting along the baseline. It's really good. Yeah, it's definitely dope to see. What are some of your personal and what are some team goals for this year?
Well, I'll start off with the team. Definitely, you know, we want to build on something that we was doing last year. We came up a little bit short. I want to say like a game away from going downstate. We lost to St. Ignatius. So we want to build on that, you know, just be better than we was the year before, you know what I'm saying, to push, you know what I'm saying, just push to be great. Personally, I'll probably say, you know, I want to push guys to be as best as they can. You know, that's the big reason why I was brought in over at Fenwick to elevate guys' level of play.
I know your style.
Man, so you know how I'm coming about it. So that's the main thing for me. As long as I'm pushing guys to get better and, you know what I'm saying, fulfilling what I'm supposed to do to be here, that's pretty much all that I care about.
Without going into too much details, because the past is the past, I know that Fenwick has some changes over there. How important was it to, with the coaches themselves, I'm sure the community and the parents, to kind of like, you know, try to wash that dirty taste out? I won't necessarily call it dirty, but wash that taste out just to kind of rebuild and gel as a whole cohesive unit.
I mean, well, you know, things like that happen in basketball, you know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of just like, it really in life, you know what I'm saying? So you just got to take the bumps on the road, you know, and adapt to what's going on next, you know?
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. You got to adapt to whatever situation come your way.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be picture perfect every time. I would have loved it, you know what I'm saying, for it to be what it was, but you know what I'm saying, it's on to the next. We got to adapt to what we got coming on next.
Okay. Last two things. First and foremost, can you talk a little bit about your family, like what they mean to you overall and how important it is to have a good family structure and base while you're trying to coach, like coming home late and all of that?
Honestly, man, family is everything. You know, like my father, he's one of the hardest working people I know. My mom, she's a grinder. Like my sister, like literally my whole family, you know what I'm saying? Even to my love, like even my lady, like she a grinder too. So like it's all a big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? I look over at them, I get motivated literally every day from seeing them get up and get to whatever it is they doing. So it's literally an evolving circle, man. Everything is everything for me. Family is everything for me. So.
Lastly, when you see this video a couple years down the line, what type of future message do you want to give to yourself?
To continue to just be you, continue to motivate, you know what I'm saying, continue to get people better, you know, and just, you know what I'm saying, just keep trying to get better, man. Stay dangerous at all times, you hear me?
One last thing to the last thing I do want to ask, can you just talk a little bit about our platform? You was around when I first started it. And,
first of all, I want to let you know, when this kicked off, I was out of state. And I was down in Miami training, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Training with some of my guys, Kendrick Nunn, Kiefer Sykes and them.
Shout out to them guys.
And shout out to my guys, man. And I was just seeing it on the internet, and like, first of all, I want to tell you I'm overly proud of you, because I seen where it started from. I remember, like you said, I remember you bringing Zay to the gym to me 4 or 5 years ago, little stick kid, you know what I'm saying? And you allowed me to push him, and just to see y'all grow from there and see how his high school career took off and see where Xposure took off too, man. So I'm just happy to be a part of it. Like I told you, I've been thirsty to get a part of it, man. So I'm just happy to see it, man.
I appreciate it, man. We're going to get you definitely in the studio to have a full-length interview with you, man. I look forward to you. I really appreciate your support throughout the years. You know, being an outsider, sometimes it's kind of hard. I know how close and how political this town can be.
Yeah,
but you guys, particularly you know, among those top people that just has welcomed me, and you know how I feel about my family. So people that, you know, kind of bring my family into their personal fold, you know, I really appreciate that, bro, and I definitely love you, bro.
For sure, man. All love, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. All right, guys, we're still down here at the Chicago Elite Classic. My next guest, gonna have him say his name with grade.
Max Johnson, senior at OPRF.
Okay. You guys just took a tough loss to Fenwick High School. What are some of the things you guys could have done differently to maybe have that outcome be a little different?
definitely could have started off better. I feel like me personally, I probably could have took better care of the ball. Probably expected to see more than just one defender throughout the game. But otherwise, we could have played much better defense, and it's all good. We'll be back at it, working at it as a team tomorrow.
Okay. Is this your first time down at the Classic?
Now, this is my third time.
Third time. Talk about that experience. How do you feel about it?
Oh, yeah, so I grew up watching the Classic, the same game exactly, OPRF versus Fenwick.
Okay.
And, so it means a lot to me. It's always my favorite game of the year. You think about it all year long, and it's a hell of an experience. And I just hope that for the middle schoolers watching me, I hope they can see it and be as inspired by it as I am. So.
Man, I'm glad you brought that up. You talk about you watched it growing up. You're talking about the middle schoolers now. Like, what type of message do you want to give them so they can have something to look forward to when they plan maybe for Oak Park, maybe Fenwick, or just any rival team?
Me personally, I'm an answer for Oak Park, of course. Always, whenever we win or lose, see that, feed off that, and always think to kill Fenwick, man. I only did it one time, but I need y'all to come back. For the future, come back and get it for me, all right?
I heard that. I ain't mad at that. Do you get nervous playing in these type of games and in this type of environment?
Nah, I've never really been the type to ever really feel nervous. Whenever I feel nervous and like butterflies, I feel like that's when I'm at my best.
Okay.
So I know when I feel that, it's more of an excitement.
Do you notice a difference in playing on the college floor versus playing in your high school gym?
I wouldn't say so. Fenwick always does a great job with shrinking the floor to make it feel like it's a high school floor. So not really, but I would say I've worked out on the college floor in that situation, then yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I like that. Y'all season is off to a pretty decent start. What are some of your personal and what are some team goals that you have?
My personal goals, got snubbed for all conference last year, although I was averaging well over double digits. Yeah, I just want to make all conference and really just have a great year. Hopefully just make a name for myself to leave behind. And then team goals, definitely want to have a deep state run. Yeah, we lost tonight, but I see a lot in this team that I haven't seen in the past two teams. I know we got a lot of potential. So as long as we keep working, we should have a hell of a year.
Okay. How important are these type of events? You said you kind of grew up watching the Chicago Elite Classic. How important are these events for the Chicago culture of basketball?
For Chicago culture of basketball, like all the games in general, it brings everybody together. If you love basketball, you will find yourself at the Chicago Elite Classic early December. So it's definitely something that, like, shout out to Slaughter, like it's definitely something that is really part of Chicago culture.
Do you know anything about our platform, the Xposure Runs platform?
I heard about you. I know your son really well.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Can you talk a little bit about like what this platform is doing for the high school basketball culture?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've seen a lot of kids that I've never seen before. Once they get out there, come work out with y'all, put on one of you guys' jerseys, like you start to hear about them. So I definitely feel like you guys are doing a great thing when it comes to exposure, like you have in your name. So I just want to shout out to y'all. Keep going.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
you see these videos 5, 10, 15 years down the line. What type of future message do you want to give yourself?
Just keep going. No matter what it is, highs, lows, always keep your head up and keep going, because no matter what happens, it's never the end of the world.
And lastly, can you talk a little bit about your family, man? What does your family mean to you as a student athlete, just overall as a human?
My family is everything. Like, it's always family over everything, FOE. That's what my dad tells me all the time. Like, I wouldn't be nearly the basketball player or the person I was without my family. So my mom, my dad, my little brother, without them, that's my everything. So.
Man, I really appreciate that, man. It's very nice to meet you and nice talking to you. Thank you for
sir.
stopping by.
Yep, sure.
All right, guys, we're back down here at the Chicago Elite Classic. My next guest, give us your name, your grade, and the school.
Justin Bowen Jr. I'm a junior in high school, and I go to Oak Park River Forest.
Okay. You guys just had a tough loss against Fenwick. Can you talk about some of the things that you guys could have done differently for a better outcome?
I definitely feel like our start and then how we played inside. I felt like we played really soft inside, and we don't really work on that. And I feel like I don't know what was going on. Maybe moments was getting too bright, but we didn't play how we wanted to play inside. We shot way too many jump shots, way too many.
Got you. Is this your first time down at the Classic?
That was my second year.
Second year. Can you talk about the experience of being down here?
Man, it's like, you see like how our crowd is, it remind me, like, it feel like college.
Yeah.
It feel like college.
Yeah, y'all high school, shout out to y'all student section. They really brought the energy from
they
start
come every
to finish.
Year. Yeah, it feel like college. I love our fans.
Is it like that at your home games?
It's sometimes. Like when we have a big game,
right.
they come out like that.
Do you notice any difference playing on this college floor versus playing in your high school gym?
Not really, because we run a lot.
Okay.
So it's like the conditioning part wasn't really the problem with that. I feel like they shrunk the floor more with that little zone, what they went, like 1-3-1?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we went 1-3-1. So yeah, I feel like they shrunk the floor more.
Your season is off to a pretty decent start. What are some of your personal and what are some team goals?
Last year, I averaged 15 and 12, and I didn't get all conference. So that's a big thing on my mind this year. And team goals, we've been talking about this the whole year. Like from last year, from now, I feel like our chemistry is way better.
Okay.
Like we can really do something.
Okay.
I feel like we want to get our respect. I feel like we just beat at the time there was a top 15 team.
Oh.
We beat Lake Park.
Okay.
Like by 10, I think, like by double digits.
Okay.
And we ain't get no recognition. In the article, it said Lake Park played bad. They didn't say like we did
y'all played good.
Yeah.
They just played bad.
So I feel like we want to get our respect and have a good stay run.
Okay. How important are these type of events like the Chicago Elite Classic to the culture of Chicago basketball?
Man, like growing up, like it's always been a dream. Like growing up, when I was like 6th grade, coming up here watching all the older people, it's crazy to think I'm really in that position to play now. Like as kids, I'm walking out, I'm shaking, like I'm tapping their hand when I'm going to the locker room. And that's how I used to be. So it's all about like the upbringing, like seeing the kids.
That's awesome, man. Do you know anything about our platform, the Xposure Runs platform?
Yeah, I be seeing y'all on Instagram.
Okay. Sure. Can you talk a little bit about the Xposure Runs platform, what you think about it, what it's doing for the high school culture?
I love how y'all got the runs, like people from different conferences, like that can't see each other, but they want to play each other. Yeah, that's like dope.
I appreciate that. Can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you as a student athlete and just overall?
Yeah, my father, I'm gonna start off with my father. And I know I disappointed him tonight. But my dad, ever since I was a kid, he had me in the gym, like every single day. Because he played professional ball, and that was my dream, seeing him playing in like the pro-ams and stuff. I'm like, I want to play ball. So he my biggest inspiration on why I play.
I can tell you that as a father, when your father sees this, it's going to send chills to him. Like, as fathers, sometimes we feel like we're unsung heroes, and to hear our children, particularly when they become young men, kind of talk about us a little bit, it really feels good. So on behalf of your father, that really made me feel good. So I know it's gonna make him feel good.
Yeah, cause like at home, like I won't give him his props. I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Like we go back and forth, but deep down inside, I know why I play. It's because of him.
Shout out to your dad, man.
Definitely shout out to my mom. She been here since the jump. Taking me to workouts, taking me to games, practices.
Oh yeah, could never forget mom, dude.
Yeah, forget. Love my parents.
All right,
big
shout out
inspiration.
to them. Last thing, when you see this video in a couple years down the line on some reels or something, what type of future message you want to give yourself?
Don't hold your head, kid. Like we got one more year next year in this. I promise it ain't gonna be the same outcome. That's my word. And I'm glad to see like our progression in the basketball as becoming a man.
I really appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, we're still down here at the Chicago Elite Classic. I'm your host, Mustafa, with Xposure Runs. Our next guest, we have name, grade, and high school.
My name's Darshan Thomas. I'm a senior, and I attend Marist High School.
Okay. You guys just came away with a nice overtime victory in what some would describe as a low-scoring game, which I came out with the W, of course. Can you talk a little bit about what were some of the things that you guys did well that contributed to that win?
I mean, I would just say we trusted each other, man. Like, going through overtime, and, we were all super passionate. We weren't agreeing on some things, but we knew we just had to play hard, and just that trust with each other that got us through the game.
Okay. Is this your first time playing down at the Classic?
No, it's my second time.
Second time? Talk about your experience, what you liked about it, overall, what it means to you to be able to play in such a prestigious event.
I mean, I love it. I'm grateful. I'm blessed to play in this because not a lot of kids get to play in this. Especially this being my second time. Like, I just know how great of an event it is, and you have people coming throughout all the world just to watch. So I'm just super blessed and excited to be here.
Do you get nervous playing out there?
Of course, man. I mean, I don't know how anyone can be nervous. Right. You're in UIC, coaches watching, family watching, celebrities watching, man. So.
Right. Do you notice a difference in playing on the college floor versus playing on your high school floor?
Oh yeah, definitely. One thing I'd probably say is most different is the depth perception. Because you could hit shots in high school because your gym is smaller, but then you get to a whole stadium and it's a whole different ball game.
Right. For the season, you guys are starting off pretty well. Y'all got some really good wins underneath your belt. What are some of your personal and what are some of your team goals?
I mean, first I'll start off with the team goals. I mean, we just want to win state. We want to have an undefeated season. And, with that, my personal goals came in with that, just play Division I basketball, just get great exposure. But I mean, just going down the state and going undefeated, I don't see how that can't happen.
You guys are pretty much have grown together as a team. Some of y'all kind of came in at the same time. Can you talk a little bit about what that's like, kind of developing together, and talk also about how Coach Hines has contributed to all of y'all development?
I mean, yeah, you know, me coming over here in the summer when I transferred in, especially as a senior, a lot of the guys didn't know me. They were like, who is this kid? But, you know, I mean, now it's just we're calling each other every night, just checking up on each other. And, you know, like we all love each other, but we don't get to that level without Coach Hines. He taught us what it means to be a family, a team. He taught us what it means to support each other. And, you know, with that, now we've grown as a family as a whole.
Right, you transferred in from Fenwick, correct?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit just about the differentiation between Fenwick and Marist as it relates to just basketball in general?
Just basketball? I mean, I would definitely say it's just like that family aspect to it, you know? When I came in, I just was looking around and the guys were all supporting each other, you know? It's a real family. Not everyone's looking to say, oh, let me get mine. Oh, let me do this, this, and that,
right.
Not telling each other. When I walked in, the first guy's like, oh, let's all get some shots up. Let's all hustle. Let's all run together just to do it for each other.
Yeah, that's good. How important is it for events like the Chicago Elite Classic for the culture of Chicago basketball?
I think it's super important. You know, like Chicago, we're like, I'd say top 5. We produce the top 5 best basketball players in the world. So just having events like this and bringing people from out of state and out of town, just getting that exposure out there to these kids, super important.
It's funny that you mentioned Chicago produces the top 5 basketball players in the world. I saw something the other day that you may not know this, particularly as a younger guy, but Chicago has produced by far the most professional athletes of any sport, of any city in the world. Does that surprise you at all?
I mean, I would say it does surprise me, but I mean, I can't even lie. I mean, we're from Chicago, man. We have grit. We know what it means to work hard. We know what it means to support each other, so.
And just for the record, Philly was number 3 on that list. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But we in the top 5. Okay. Do you know anything about our Xposure Runs platform? And if so, tell us your thoughts on it and what we're doing for the high school basketball culture.
I mean, I love it. I know that especially the Xposure Run event y'all had up in that building.
Yeah, 167.
Yup.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that. You know, it was great. It looked awesome to be there. You guys are doing good stuff. You're getting exposure to the kids who need it, and you know, no one can hate on that. So
I appreciate that. Last 2 things. One, can you talk a little bit about your family, what your family means to you as a student athlete overall? I met your mother a few times. Fantastic woman. She seems to pour religiously into you. Just kind of talk about your, and I use that word religiously very, very specific. It's like she eats, sleep, and everything you. So like, just kind of talk about your family a little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't be here without my mom. It's just me and her and my grandparents. And you know, since day one, they've always supported my goals. So I'm from a small town in the suburb called Bensonville.
Okay.
And you know, now I'm playing the Chicago League Classic. Who would ever thought?
Right.
But you know, just her supporting me and just, you know, giving me her 100. I have no option but to just give her my 100 and support to achieve my goals and hers.
Shout out to your mom, fantastic woman, man. Like I said, I met her. All she do is say, like, if she ain't talk about work, she talking about you.
Yeah.
So shout out to your mom. Lastly, just kind of do me a favor and just when you see this video 5, 10, 15 years down the line, give yourself a little, just what type of advice would you want to give yourself in the future?
I'd probably just say stay the course, man. Everything works out, so just keep believing in yourself and, you know, just keep working hard. God's got us.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Sir. Thanks for having me.
Yep, definitely. All right, guys, we down here at day 2 at the Chicago Elite Classic. This is Xposure Runs, the podcast. I'm your host, Mustafa. Our next guest, we're going to have him say his name, the school, and what year you are.
JT Pettigrew, Bolingbrook High School, and I'm class 125.
Okay. JT, you guys just lost a tough battle to Warren, correct?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you guys could have done a little bit differently that may have changed the outcome of that game?
I think we just needed to all crash the boards a little bit better, take care of the ball, and execute our sets. But
okay.
If we get that under control, it'll be good.
Okay. Is this your first time down at the Classic?
No, I was down here last year with Fenwick.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the experience of the environment and just, playing in front of in such a big arena?
Yeah, it's a lot different from any game, a normal high school game. Huge arena, important people here, so it's a lot more pressure, and it's a fun environment to play in.
Were you nervous playing?
I wouldn't say nervous. I was ready.
Okay.
I was ready.
Did you notice a difference in playing on the college floor versus playing on your high school floor?
It feels like the depth of it, like it's shooting's a little bit different. It's just, and the court's a little bit bigger, I feel like. But it don't feel that different than the normal game.
Your season is off to a pretty good start. What are some of your personal goals, and what do you think some of the team goals are?
Personal goals, I think I want to be averaging a double-double.
Okay.
I want to make it to state, like for a team. And I just want to have a good season with the team.
Okay.
Make it far.
How important are these type of events, the Chicago Elite Classic, to the culture of Chicago basketball?
I think it's very important because the whole city gets down here, come together. It's a time like to showcase what we have, our talent. So I think it's very important.
What's your thoughts on the Xposure Runs podcast? I know you've been a part of it. Like, what's your overall thoughts as it relates to the high school basketball culture?
I think it's a really good thing. Like, you're giving high school players a voice and like give their opinion on topics.
Can you speak a little bit about, like, you come from a very athletic family. Your father played professionally.
Yeah.
Like, your brother is playing at he's over at
Bradley.
Yeah. Just talk a little bit about, like, not so much the pressure of that, but just like your family overall, what they mean to you, like, big shoes to fill.
Yeah, sports means a lot to our family, and I do have big shoes to fill. Knowing my brother's D1, my younger brother Brady, he's up there too. So it means a lot to our family.
And your dad is the high school football coach at the school you go to, correct?
Yeah, at Bowen, yeah.
And so, like, you get a chance to see him sometime. Does he kind of pop in on your classes on you a little bit?
Yeah, sometimes it's good to have someone there.
Yeah. All right, before you go, can you give yourself a future message? You may see this a little bit down the line when you're a little bit older. What type of message you want to give yourself?
Keep working, and you just never stop working. Keep working.
Okay. Appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah,
Thank you. All right, guys. Again, we are back down here at day 2 at the Chicago Elite Classic. I'm your host, Mustafa. Our next guest, we're gonna have him say his name, his class, and the school he attends.
DJ Strong, 2024, Bowen High School.
You guys just, dropped a tough battle to Warren. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things you guys could have did differently that may have gave you a different outcome?
Us rebounding took a big part in the game. We got to stop turning the ball over, just take care of the ball. So that's really.
Is this your first time down at the class?
Yes, sir.
Hey, talk about the experience.
It's fun. All the energy, the crowd, the stadium, just playing under the lights. It's a big moment. I like it.
Are you nervous? Was you nervous out there?
I don't get nervous.
You don't get nervous before games? No?
It's just adrenaline.
Just the adrenaline? Okay, all right. Did you notice a difference playing on a college floor versus playing on your home high school floor?
Yeah, it's way bigger. Just shooting, it's just a big difference. But yeah, it's just a bigger court.
The court is a little bigger. Okay. Season is off to a pretty decent start. Can you talk a little bit about some of your personal goals as well as some of the team goals?
Some of my personal goals, just being able to stay consistent, and just doing whatever the team needs me to do for state. For the team.
Okay.
We want to go down to state.
Yeah. Okay. How important are these type of events like the Chicago Elite Classic for the culture of Chicago basketball?
It's really important. I mean, all of us come together. We go to war. We all clash heads. It's a fun environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about the Xposure Runs podcast as it relates to high school basketball?
You repeat that?
Yeah, no problem. I'm asking, what are your thoughts as far as Xposure Runs, our platform, the podcast, the showcases we throw, as it relates to like just the high school basketball culture for the players?
I love Xposure. I've seen y'all doing y'all thing at the Chicago, that big gym and all that. So, I've seen y'all giving everybody exposure, and I love that. So,
okay, I appreciate that. Can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you overall as a student athlete and just individually?
My family, number one. If without them, I'm nothing. So them, they got my back. They're here in the stands. I see them. It's just a good support system. They always support me.
Okay. See this video in a few years, running on social medias. What type of future message do you want to give yourself?
Just keep your head up. There's going to be adversity, so just get through that. That's really all.
I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Again, we are back down here at day 2 at the Chicago Elite Classic. I'm your host, Mustafa. Our next guest got one of the top freshmen in the entire state. Give them your name, your class. Obviously, I already said you was a freshman in the high school you attend.
My name is Davion Thompson, class of 2027, and I attend Bowen High School.
Okay. You guys just dropped a tough battle to Warren. What's some of the things that you probably could have did differently that would have changed the outcome of that game?
I think we had a lot of turnovers, and we didn't really rebound the ball well. They had like a lot of extra possessions. They went up, and they kept control of the game like the whole time.
The thing that I like, I talked to your other two teammates, and they pretty much said the same thing, primarily rebounding and just those extra possessions probably could have changed that outcome. Is this your first time down at the Classic?
Yes.
Talk about the experience a little bit. Was you nervous out there playing?
Nah. I always waited for this. Like last year I was here watching West.
Okay.
It was just looking exciting.
I love how some of the players that we've talked to have talked about they coming down here when they were a little bit younger and they couldn't wait to get out here on the floor. Did you have that type of experience as well?
It just like you just wanted, like you've been waiting your whole life for this.
Yeah. So you hoping that the next couple of times that you get out here, you have a different showing. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you notice a difference playing on the college floor versus playing at a high school?
It was more space, but like we didn't get up and down how we wanted to, so like it wasn't really that big of a difference.
Your season is off to a pretty decent start. What's some of your personal and what's some of your team goals?
My team goals is winning. I just want to win.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any personal goals?
Defending, like I want to get better on and off the ball and my leadership.
Okay. How important are these type of events like the Chicago Elite Classic to the culture of Chicago basketball?
It's most definitely important, It's trying to showcase your skills, showcase what you could do, with your team. It's trying to win.
Okay. I know you know a little bit about the Xposure Runs podcast and just the platform overall. Can you just talk a little bit about what it means to the high school athlete?
Yeah. It's just giving you like a good platform, talk about your game, your life, how you doing, just all that.
I appreciate that. Can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you as a student athlete and just overall?
Yeah, my family, they help me with everything I need. They got me, just there for me all the time.
And lastly, when you see this video a few years down the line, what type of future message do you want to give yourself?
Yeah, next time I'm on the camera, we gonna win next time.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. Yeah. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. All right, guys, back down here at day 2 of the Chicago Elite Classic. Our next guest, we're gonna have him give his name, his year, and the school he attends.
I'm Jaxson Davis. I'm in the class of 2027, and I go to Warren Township High School.
You guys just came away with a nice win against Bolingbrook High School. Can you talk about some of the things y'all did that helped contribute to that win?
The main things I feel like that contributed was that we moved the ball offensively, and that we were physical with them on the boards and got a lot of offensive rebounds, which helped win the game for us.
That's very interesting that you said that because all 3 of the players that we just talked to from Bolingbrook, they said that they wish they would have rebounded better. So you guys just kind of dominated them on the boards a little bit?
Yeah.
And they're a pretty young team as well. So, like, you think maybe some of the youthfulness kind of hindered them a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like they have a little bit of experience, but I feel like, probably torn them down a little bit.
Okay. Is this your first time down at the Classic?
Yeah, this is my very first time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was you nervous out there?
Not at all.
Okay. Can you talk about maybe the differences that you noticed with playing on a college floor versus playing on your high school floor?
I would say the college floor had way more space. I mean, it was more up and down, and you had to be in really good condition. I played the whole game, so you had to be really. I was tired, of course, but you had to be in really good condition to be productive the whole game.
Do you think that playing on these college floors will give you not just a physical, but also like that mental understanding of what it's going to take to play at the next level?
Yeah, it gives me a really good understanding on how big guys will be on the floor, and how much space there will be, and how much, especially on defense, you have to be very engaged on defense.
You guys are off to a pretty good start on the season. Can you talk a little bit about some of your personal as well as some of the team goals?
Well, I would say my personal goals is just to try to lead my team as best as I can. As a freshman, it's a hard role to take on, but I feel like I can take on that role. And as a team, we feel like as a team we can make a run in March to Champaign.
Down the state?
Yeah.
How important is it for the Chicago Elite Classic in terms of just for the culture of Chicago basketball?
I feel like bringing all the top guys around the Chicagoland area is a really great experience, and that probably the best event in high school basketball in Chicago, or probably around the country.
Yeah.
So
Do you know anything about our platform, the Xposure Runs platform?
I know a little bit about it, yes.
Okay. Can you just give us your opinion on what you think it means for the high school athlete?
I feel like you guys do a very good job on exposing high school athletes, like giving them exposure and platform for them to show off what they're capable of doing.
I appreciate that. Can you just tell us a little bit about your family, what they mean to you, how they help you as a student athlete, and just overall?
I would say my family is very supportive. I got my brother. He wasn't here today. He's a younger brother, but he's always running around somewhere. But he's really supportive of me and protective of me, and my family is very protective of me. And they always harp on my grades and my student. I have really good grades, and they always harp about school first and then basketball.
Okay.
And they keep me in the right place all the time.
Do you currently have any offers on the table?
I have one from Western Illinois so far.
From where?
Western Illinois.
Okay. Yeah. Will climate play a decision on any decision you make as it relates to going to college?
Climate would not play it. It would be just straight on basketball.
Just straight on basketball.
Yeah.
Lastly, when you see this video in a few years, what type of future message do you want to give yourself?
I would say is to just keep working. Don't compare yourself to others. And if you don't compare yourself to others, you'll be fine.
That's good. That's good. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you
very much.
Thank
Good luck
you.
with the rest of the season.
All right.
All right, guys. Again, we are still down here at the Chicago Elite Classic Day 2. Our next guest, we're going to have him give his name, the year he's in, and the high school he attends.
All right. My name is Javerion Banks, class of 2025. And what was the other one?
What high school you attend?
Oh, Warren Township.
Okay. You guys just came away with a pretty good win against Bolingbrook. Can you talk about some of the things that you guys did to contribute to that win?
We was really focused on defense on the defensive side because we already know the offense is got to come. So we were watching film. We was heavy on film. So yeah.
Okay. Is this your first time down at the Classic?
Yeah, this is my first time.
Was you nervous?
Nah, not really.
Can you talk about the experience of being out here?
It was good, playing on a college court for the first time, really, the 3-point line, so I had to adjust a little bit, so it was good.
Did you notice a difference playing on the floor versus playing on your high school gym floor?
Yeah, it's like much bigger than the high school floor.
Wider, spacing wise.
So we was able to space out a little bit more than we usually are.
Yeah, you usually can.
Yeah.
And then some of them smaller gyms, y'all crammed up, can't run screens properly.
Hard to get in the paint.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all season's off to a pretty good start. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe some of your personal goals as well as some of the team goals you may have?
Personal goals, just keep my head up, stay humble, and then team goals, just execute everything. Execute everything, especially defense, because that's what we do in practice. Focus on defense. So yeah.
Would you say that the season is a bust if you guys don't get down and or win state?
No, I wouldn't say that because I feel like even whatever we end up, I feel like we're still gonna have a good year.
Okay.
So it's just we gotta keep our heads up and keep striving.
Obviously, that's the ultimate goal. How important are these type of events like the Chicago Elite Classic to the culture of Chicago basketball?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Do you know anything about the Xposure Runs platform?
Oh, no.
Okay, so the platform is here to give the high school athlete an opportunity to be seen and heard, give their opinions, their voice. I mean, just to kind of, we felt like it was important to have this platform for the high school athlete. Like, we throw high school showcases. We created the podcast for you guys. So this is really all about for you guys. So can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you, and just to you as a student athlete and overall?
They're big on school, so it's all about school. And then my family, they really support me. My mom had done a lot for me, family period, and they'll do anything for me, basketball wise and personal goals too.
Okay. Lastly, you see this video a couple years down the line. What type of future message do you want to give yourself?
Let me see. Keep your head up, keep going, and don't quit.
Okay. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Very nice to meet you. Good luck
You
on the
too.
season. All right, guys. Day 2 at the Chicago Elite Classic. I'm your host, Mustafa. Our next guest, we're going to have him give his name, the year he's in, and the high school you attend.
My name is Alex Daniels. I'm class of 2024, and I go to Warren Township High School.
You guys just picked up a good win against Bolingbrook. Can you talk about some of the things that you guys did that contributed to that win?
I think really just talking on defense. We talk a lot on practice, talk about defense a lot on practice, just using that to translate to offense, trusting each other, and just having each other's backs, really. Just communicate, trust each other, and it just let the rest play out.
Are you guys, specifically, is this your first time down at the Classic?
Oh, yeah, it is mine, yeah.
Was you nervous out there?
Honestly, no. Right when I got out there, I was just smiling. Like, we're at UIC in Chicago, it's just a fun thing. It's really the way I look at games, it's just yeah, you're on the big stage, you might mess up, but it's just an opportunity, and you just got to take that. So,
did you notice a difference between playing on a college floor versus playing in your high school floor?
Honestly, not that much. We condition a lot.
Okay.
So it's this is kind of what it's for. And once you get into that mode, once we're all scoring, passing, it's really just
playing basketball.
Unconsciously just doing things. So it's nice.
You guys are off to a good start on the season. Can you talk a little bit about some of your personal goals as well as some of the team goals?
Personal goals for me, just being more of a leader, being more vocal. I think I'm the returning guy who has the most experience, really, from last year. We got new coaches, obviously, but just keeping the younger guys in check. And I don't have to do that as much also because we have a lot of good younger guys. We have depth. But, yeah, I think just a goal for the overall team, too, we're not sneaking up on anybody now. People know we're good, so we just got to keep performing, just keep playing we have that target on our back, which we do.
You mentioned that you have new coaches. Can you talk a little bit about your coaches and how they are preparing and developing you guys?
Yeah, I mean, they came last year from Carmicle, and it's really just been good. I mean, that first year, it wasn't bad, but, just figuring things out with the team, players, adjusting. But overall, it's been really good. We talk a lot about just trusting our coaches and what we do. And these last two games, we played New Trier last week. We beat them, which is a good team. And that game, we just talked about trusting each other, really. Trusting what the coaches are saying, what our teammates are saying. So it's just really big thing is just trust.
You said that you are class of 2024 senior, so you have any current college offers? And if not, no big deal.
Yeah, no, I do. I have a lot of D3, NAIA. I'm still looking to get D2, low D1. I'm just really trying to get myself out there more. And I'm hoping this can maybe do something for me. So
I heard you say you got some NAIA. I got to do my job. My son is at an NAIA. He's over at Indiana Tech in Fort Wayne. So give them a look. Nice school, returning champion.
Yeah.
They were the runner-ups last year. So, do you know anything about the Xposure Runs platform? I
do, yeah. I've seen a lot of things on Instagram, but I never been to it. But I know it is.
No big deal. Can you talk about what our platform, in your opinion, is doing for the high school athlete? Just overall, just kind of providing some opportunities, some exposure. We doing the run.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. I mean, I just saw it on Instagram, social media. I see a lot of guys. I know some of them that go to there. I think it's just a good exposure. It's in the name, gets you exposure, so it's good. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you as a student athlete, as well as just overall?
Yeah, no, they show up to every game. Really, just my rock. Both my parents, just my mom, dad are here. My grandparents, we have a game later today. My grandparents are coming. My girlfriend's coming. It's just really just feels good to be supported out there and know I got people in the stands.
Shout out to your family.
Yeah.
Lastly, when you see this video 5, 10, 15 years down the line, give yourself a future message. What you want to tell yourself?
Just stay consistent. I think about it like a piñata almost. You keep hitting it. You may not see any results now, but that last hit could be the one. So that's kind of how I think about it.
I like that analogy. I like that a lot. Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah,
thank you for stopping
so much.
by.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Once again, we back down here at the Chicago Elite Classic Day 2. We have next guest. You guys should already know him, friend to the podcast. But just in case those that don't, give me your name, your year, and the school you attend.
My name is Jayquan Stevenson, senior year. Go to Lindblom High School.
Okay. You guys came away with a pretty dope win this morning. Some say upset, but I don't think you think so, against a Juliet West team. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that y'all did to contribute to that win?
Before the game, I think we prepared really well to just watching film, knowing who they guys are, knowing what they do, and just, sticking to what we do. Of course, in the game, it got a little rough with us. But like, you know, we strong, we some fighters, so that's all we really. We knew that we was gonna fight and try to just, you know, make the best of the game.
You had pretty much a game high, 26 and I think 11. So you had a double-double. I saw. So that's what you're doing. You putting up double-doubles out here?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, expand my game for the college level. You know, the more you can do, the longer you can stay out there. So, you know, I just don't want to be a one facet player just to score. So, you know, rebounding and bringing the defense is like my biggest thing this year. So, yeah.
You recently announced that you committed to Cleveland State. Obviously, they know, but can you tell their fans that may run across this video what type of player they're going to be getting next year?
You know, I'm a hard worker, and I just want to be as great as I possibly can. So they just don't get a workhorse. Every game I'm willing to get better. Every practice I'm trying to get better. So, you know, they gonna see improvement. You know, night in, night out, and I'm gonna just bring energy and fire to the program coming from Chicago.
You said workhorse. I'm sure the coaches know that. Yeah, we know that. So I'm sure they're looking forward to that. Is this your first time down here at the Classic?
Yeah, it's my first time in class. I'm glad we got the dub.
Was you nervous out there?
Nervous, but mostly nervous because, like, I just, you know, you never want to put on a bad show. You know, like, opportunities present itself all the time. You just want to be prepared. So I was, you know, nervous because, you know, I hate to have the clock to be 0-0. We lost, and I ain't put everything out there. I still was more could have done, but, you know, we got the dub, so that's always a plus.
Okay. Can you talk about the difference between playing on the college floor versus playing on the high school floor?
Oh, yeah, man. Like, our court pretty small, so, like, our court ain't nowhere near as that. You know, I feel like, you know, our coach, especially over this last week, like, did great with conditioning. Every we always doing free throws, and every mid free throw, we had a 17. So, like, I think that really helped us, and just being mentally prepared. Like, sometimes, like, it's, you know, like, you human, you're gonna get tired, but it's really the will to win. Like, I saw us, like, especially me, like, we was gassed, and, like, coming out that third, but down 3, we knowing, like, we got a chance to pull us out. So, that really thing, leaning on your brother and, you know, hoping for the best.
Do you feel like playing on this court is preparing you mentally as well as physically for the next level?
Oh, yeah, and it wasn't nothing too crazy, but it most definitely was a difference. I like the spacing of it. You know, it ain't it's clustered. So like getting a feel for that for sure was a plus. You know, before actually playing college. So it's like.
Yeah, a lot of your peers that we spoke to specifically use the word spacing. Like, it's easy. Y'all can get into y'all sets a little better. The big man can kind of free flow a little bit. Season is off to a good start for y'all. What are some of your personal as well as some of your team goals?
You know, first with the team goals, man, we trying to city and state champs. You know, most of our guys senior year, we've been playing together for countless years, probably like 12 or 13. So we just want to, end on a good note. We don't got no do-overs. My biggest thing is, you know, like I'm committed. I don't really, you know, like that was the biggest thing going, taking the next step of my journey. But I just want to, like, you know, lead my team to a victory, be known as after this year, be known as a winner. You know, as a leader at the most part, you know, playing a different role this year with the ball in my hand a little more, you know, controlling the team a little bit better as the games and as the the season go on. But yeah, I feel like the more we win, like I feel like the individual accolades will come.
You are pretty close to breaking the school record. How many more points do you think?
I'm not sure. Like I said, like I ain't gonna say I'm not worried about it, but I know it's about like 2-3 games away. You know, I'm ready for that. Hopefully, I get to break it at the crib.
Okay. You excited about that potential opportunity?
Oh yeah, because I'm not gonna sit here and act like that happens all the time. Right. So like being able to break a school record, all-time leading school record, it shows I did something right. So like
something to look back on.
Yeah, something to look back on. It's something to leave my mark on the school. But you know, that's just a like a minor accomplishment along the journey.
How important is these type of events, the Chicago Elite Classic, for the culture of Chicago basketball?
I think it's very important because, you know, lately they try to say like Chicago basketball falling off. It ain't this, it ain't that. But, you know, these events, you know, bringing out the best talent from this area, plus, you know, across the country, it just shines the light on Chicago basketball and how we compete with the other teams from around the world. Like we still here to stay. So that's the biggest thing.
You've been on the podcast before. You just recently was at our showcase. You know about our platform. Can you talk a little bit about like what our platform is doing for the high school athlete and the coach?
Yeah, for the coach is real dope, and it's just like the trend is going up really quick. Like the guys haven't been around for that long. I pretty much my whole high school stint, But like, you know, just especially the runs, that's super dope. That's such a great environment. Just like this is a great environment to play in. I feel like you said, that should be like the preseason opener, like officially for basketball, because like, you know, most of the top players is there, and you know, it's like a little, you get to measure yourself in a friendly competition before the season starts.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you overall.
My family, you know, that's why I'm here, who I'm the man I am today, or the man I'm trying to become. You know, it's my dad, my mom, you know, just instilling so much into me, and like always telling me to keep it level-headed, which helped with the game today. You know, we were struggling a little bit, but like just coming from that strong background and just, you know, like adversity, coming from Inglewood, like it's gonna be some adversity that you gotta face. So that's the biggest thing. My family just, you know, taught me to just always be strong-minded, and just whatever I want, just go for it. So that's what I'm doing.
And of course, lastly, you know my favorite question. Just kind of give yourself a future message, something that you want to tell yourself.
Okay. I hope it don't sound too simple, but you know, I just like, you know, stay, you know, true to yourself, and just you gonna be great. Just work hard, no matter how hard it get. Like you know what you want to do in this life. And, you know, you got 24 hours in a day to make the best of it. So I just say, you know, never have too many highs, too many lows, and just never get distracted from the main thing. Like keep the main thing the main thing.
All right, lastly, man, I just want to definitely say I appreciate you stopping by, man. Like, obviously, you got support with us always. I want to give a shout out to your folks from Moeller Sports and your cousin Darryl Banks from Hustle Academy. They be getting on me, make sure I want to shout them out. But, man, I appreciate you stopping by, man. You definitely got supporting us always. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, guys, we are again here at the Chicago Elite Classic, Day 2. Our next guest, we're going to have him give his name, his year, and the school he attends.
My name is Kolby Capers. I go to Lindblom, and I'm class 2024.
2024. You guys just came away with some say upset win against Juliet West. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things you guys did to contribute to that win?
Yeah, I personally don't think it was an upset. We prepared a whole entire week for this, our game plan, made sure our defense was structured and organized. I think we played the right way, and we got a good dub.
Okay. Is this your first time at the Classic?
Yes, this is my first time at the Classic.
Was you a little nervous?
I wouldn't say nervous, but just excited, just seeing like all the fans and my family just coming out here, and I just wanted to put on a show and make sure I made everybody happy, excited.
Can you talk about the experience of playing in these type of environments, these type of events?
The experience is definitely a little bit nervous and like just big and huge, but I think it's just going to prepare me for like the next level, because I want to play college basketball at whatever level it is. And, you know, college is going to be just set for me just to hoop.
Excuse me. Did you notice a difference between playing on the college floor versus playing on your court?
Yeah, the court. Lindblom has like a small court and track around it, so this is it was so much spacing, so I was able to like do everything. But also the running was crazy.
A lot longer to get from one end to the next.
Yeah, but I was prepared because this weekend we were doing like a lot of running, 17s and all that.
Okay. You said you're class of 2024, correct?
Yes.
Do you currently hold any offers from anywhere?
No, I have no offers, but I took an unofficial visit to Governor State.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. What are you looking for in a school and a program as you are starting to prepare for the next level?
Well, the main key thing I'm looking for is just winning and just knowing my role. I think that's the biggest thing as a player, and just like how to be a teammate and just a good person overall.
What type of player is a university going to be getting in you?
Well, the one thing you're going to get from me is just hardworking, discipline, and just effort. Those are three main things that coaches look for in a player, and what I can bring.
Okay. Your season is off to a pretty good start. Do you have any personal, and what are some of your team goals?
Personal goals is to win city, win state, of course, and just what's the other one?
And like your team, as far as your team overall.
Team goals overall, we just want to prove everybody wrong. I feel like Lindblom, we're just doubted, just doubted as like a team, like as underdogs, and just people that they think we still not up in that platform. But I feel like Lindblom we're going to take it all the way.
How important is these type of events with the Chicago Elite Classic to the culture of Chicago basketball?
Well, it just brings Chicago back on that pedestal. Just like we can all play basketball, we can all hoop. So it just brings the culture of basketball together, the families, all that together. And they see us all.
Do you know anything about our platform, the Xposure Runs platform?
No, not really, but I watched one of your podcasts,
Okay,
your
I
podcast.
appreciate it. So we're trying to just give you guys a voice, highlight some of the players that first and foremost, the city, your peers may not know, and then our videos are circulating on on all the social media platforms, and other people in other states get a chance to see y'all, and so that's primarily our goal. We got the open round, we got the unsigned senior showcase, so we're just trying to give you guys a voice. So hopefully we're succeeding in doing that. Can you talk a little bit about your family, what they mean to you overall, as well as a student athlete?
Yes. Well, I have a single mother, and she just does a lot for me. Just able to play basketball, able to work hard for me to be in the point where I'm at today. So I just think family just means a lot to me. They're the reason why I continue to work hard, continue to be the best person I am, and just treat everybody with respect.
Shout out to your mom. Last thing, when you see this video circulating a few years down the line, what type of future message you want to give yourself?
I just want to give myself to always be respectful, always just be hardworking, treat everybody, with respect and kindness.
Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much.